Disclaimer: this podcast contains adult themes, adult dialogue, and spoilers. Our opinions are just that, opinions. We are not bashing any of the creators we discuss, and we are not bashing you if you perceive things differently than us. Listeners and viewer discretion is advised.
Love is complicated, but it becomes a lot more complicated for Lara Jean after her sister sends her private love letters to all the boys she's loved before. Join Lara Jean as she tries to figure out what to do with all these men. Technically boys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Technically.
Young men.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Story and Things. I'm your host Yajaira.
And I'm your host Cheli.
And we're talking about To All the Boys I Loved Before. If it wasn't clear.
I know.
I think it was pretty clear.
Okay, can we mention that I'm wearing headphones?
Yes. Because
Niles is not with us.
Our girl Niles is MIA.
For like 2 months.
Oh my god, I know. What are we going to do without you, Niles? I know you're watching this.
I know. She better.
We miss you.
She doesn't watch.
She does.
She's like, I've never heard of them.
I don't even know who they are. She literally does everything for us, so this is a little weird.
I know.
But it's fine.
Okay, we'll get used to it. But we are going to talk about To All the Boys I've Loved Before, written by Jenny Han.
Jenny Han graduated from Maggie L. Walker Governor's School for Government and International Studies.
Queen.
In 1998, then attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in...
Yeah, she did. And then in 2006, she received her Master's of Fine Arts in Creative Writing at the new school that Han was at in Brooklyn, New York City. Oh my God, there's just so much. She also went to this school. She also owns the school. Oh my God.
There's a lot of information on how many schools she's been at.
Imagine going to school for government and then just being like, oh, but I want to write about the boys.
I need to
write about the boys.
So Jenny Han is an American author of young adult fiction and children's fiction. She is best known for writing the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy and To All the Boys series, the latter of which was adapted into a film of the same name in 2018, starring Lana Condor and Noah Centineo. Han was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, to Korean parents, and she is Korean American.
I love this series.
Me too. I thought it was a really fun read, especially for being, young adult.
Yeah.
I feel like young adult is very hit or miss. Yeah. Because we're adults.
No, I get it. And it feels kind of weird, like, seeing people in high school again.
Oh my God.
Going like, oh, it's the end of the world.
Not again.
Is that, like, old people of us to say?
Yes, it is. We're old.
I remember watching The Little Mermaid and thinking, like, she is an adult. 15? She should go out.
Yes! Oh my God, that's such a good point, because I remember, when was it? I think The Little Mermaid was playing around here. And I started thinking, like, oh my God, wait a minute. She was 16, bro.
She was young. And she was like, I'm an adult. I need to get out there.
I know what I want, Dad. You don't get it.
I didn't even know what I was doing at that age.
Me neither. I don't. Anyway. So yeah, we're going to be talking about To All the Boys, but we're actually going to be focusing on the Netflix adaptation, which I've read the books. Mm-hmm. You have not read the books.
Mm-mm.
Nobody come for me, but I actually prefer the Netflix adaptation over the books.
They're going to come for you.
They're going to come for me, and I totally understand why. And I'm just going to give a little reason why. I feel like the books were more appropriate for the age that it was written for. I feel like it was very childish, which makes sense, and I'm not coming for her for that. But I just prefer that it was more adult-y in the adaptation.
No, I get you. And I feel like I really hope that authors get a say in when their shows get adapted. Because I feel like when you look at your story as a whole, you're like, maybe I should have done it like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think she did have a say in it, though. So maybe this is how she wanted it. So
I hope so. It turned out really well. Because I do remember, I didn't watch it when it was new. I watched it recently. Like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Just now, last night.
I know. I watched it like right before we started filming. No, but I remember when it came out, people were really, really happy with it.
I loved it so much. I had not read the book just yet, but watching the first film, I was so into it because I hadn't seen a romance in like a while.
No, yeah, that was my first like good romance in like a while.
Yeah.
So it is really nice. It's refreshing. But let's go ahead and talk about our characters. Our first character is Lara Jean
Song
Covey.
Covey, the longest name.
Oh my gosh. She is our main character. I literally just wrote adjectives. So she's amazing, beautiful, smart, great, timid. But she's a very sweet girl who lives with her father and her two sisters, Margot and Kitty. Margot's her older sister, and at the beginning of the first book, you're going to see that Margot is going off to college.
Which is a big deal because Margot is the glue of this family because they unfortunately don't have their mother. So Margot takes this role as the mother. So she's telling Lara Jean, like, okay, well, now you're the big sis, so you have to keep everything together.
And you're going to notice about Lara is it Lara?
Laura.
I keep wanting to say Lauda.
Lara Jean.
Lara. I think it's Lara.
But
But she is super into romance novels. She's super into love, but she like romanticizes love to
the highest degree. You know what's funny? I told Cheli this. If you read the book, 100% she's a Pisces. 1,000,000%.
Wait, did you check?
No, okay, I did check it, but her birthday is actually like summertime, which is not Pisces. It's not Pisces. No, her sign, I don't care.
Wait. Can we pause? I'll explain the next character. Can you look up the sign of the author? Because what if the author is Pisces?
And she was projecting.
But okay, our second character that we're going to be talking about is Peter Kavinsky. He is a big boy with a big heart. He is currently dating Jen at the beginning of the first book, which used to be Lara Jean's best friend when she was in the 6th grade. But you're going to see when we start the story, they are not friends at all. They are like enemies.
They're like frenemies, pretty much.
Love that. But Peter comes from a divorced family, but overall is a very positive person.
Yeah, he's very popular as well. He's in the rugby? What is he in?
A team.
He's in a sports team.
He's in a team.
We're not into sports, so I don't know.
But he is played... Wait, hold on. I want to mention it for both because I feel a certain way about the actors and actresses in this. Okay. Lara Jean is played by Lana Condor. And Peter Kavinsky is played by Noah Centineo. Just to bring that up. This was like Noah Centineo's breaking role.
And then he popped off right after this.
He popped off.
Oh my god, he was in so many other films after this.
Lana Condor deserved the same.
She deserved the same. She really did. Yeah.
She does. But okay, when is her birthday?
So Jenny Han is September 3rd, which
she's a Virgo? That's a Virgo. Yes, it is.
Yes, that's a Virgo. She's a Virgo.
Maybe her parents withheld the information from her. I think she's a Pisces in heart. Maybe she has a lot of Pisces rising. We should write her a fan letter. Can you please tell us what time you were born?
Can you please send me your birth chart? Thank you. No, but yeah, if you read the book, Lara Jean, it's just the fact that she's always daydreaming, but she loves love, but she doesn't actually want it to happen.
Yeah. She just wants to watch it.
She wants to because it's better in your head, you know? Oh God, she's such a Pisces. Oh my God. I love her.
Let's talk about the story. Let's talk about how movie 1 starts.
So it basically starts off with Lara Jean daydreaming, as she does. And we find out that she has a crush on Josh, who is Margot, her oldest sister, boyfriend.
But also her best friend.
Lara Jean basically tells us that before he was Margot's boyfriend, he was her boy space friend. So they were really close to each other, and then at some point he ended up dating her sister.
Which was a little... Because it even showed, the relationship between them didn't change. It was just Margot was now there.
Yeah, so it kind of felt like she was always this third wheel, which sucks. Seriously, poor girl. And especially because she had these feelings for him. So then Lara Jean tells us that the only way for her to get over this overwhelming crush is for her to write him a letter declaring her love for him. So once she stamps it, or she doesn't stamp it, but once she signs it, addresses it, she puts it in a teal box, and then that's how she gets over it. And she tells us that she has written 5 letters, Josh being the 5th one, of all of these guys who she has these intense feelings for. I wouldn't say love, but like, okay, for her, it's love. So that's how she moves on.
Yeah, so she does this because she doesn't want to be a homewrecker to her sister. And her sister's already dealing with having to go to college. So it's like this, you know, there's no point in breaking that relationship. But there is a point in the beginning of the movie where we see the family having dinner. And Josh is over, and it's very normal for him to be there. And Margot is talking about how she's going to be in Scotland for college.
Yeah.
Which is super far away. But because she's so far away, she can't visit often. She talks about coming for Christmas, but not being able to come for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, because Thanksgiving is too short of a time for her to, you know, pack everything and get on a flight and then come back home. So then Josh has this brilliant idea. He gives her this gift and he tells her, well, since you can't come home, I'm going to bring home to you. And she opens this paper, and it's tickets that he bought for himself so that he can fly out to her, which is really sweet. But
she does not react well.
No, she's just like, you already paid for this?
Oh. And the rest of the family is just like...
Because they're having dinner, so it's like, ooh, okay. This is awkward.
They have a fight outside, right?
Yeah, so Lara Jean is in her room, and she's looking out the window, and she sees them fighting. Which, then later on, Margot does reveal to Lara Jean that their mother told her that you should never go to college with a boyfriend. And so she took that to heart, obviously, and so that's why she had to let Josh go. Yeah,
so they do end up breaking up. Lara Jean, just to clarify, does not try anything with Josh at this point. Because she is very respectful of how that's like, you know, a fresh breakup, so she doesn't want to do anything. But we just see basically Margot leave for college. Single, broken up with Josh.
Single.
What we see, too, is Lara Jean's only friend to hang out with at school was
Josh and the other girl.
Josh, the other girl, and Margot. She even says that she hung out with Margot, too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to be by myself. I can't hang out with Josh. Can't hang out with you. I can hang out with this one friend that we'll talk about later. So that's kind of it. Her life is, like, so quiet.
She's so to herself.
Yeah. And, like, we even see her, like, after Margot leaves, we see her at school, and a girl approaches her and just pushes her and is like, nice shoes.
No, she's...
No. Wait, what movie am I thinking about?
No, she's walking, and either she's looking back or she's daydreaming. I'm pretty sure she's looking back, and she ends up bumping into Jen, which, like,
shoves her.
Yeah, like you said, Jen is Peter Kavinsky's girlfriend at this time in the movie, and Jen and her used to be friends in middle school or some time ago, and so now they kind of have this like banter or this like animosity towards each other, and Jen is like, nice shoes, thank you for your service, because they're combat boots. I think they're combat boots.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I literally remembered it like freaking Jen running up to her, shoves her to the wall.
Nice shoes.
Nice shoes, where'd you get them? Huh?
And it's like Jen is wearing Uggs, and it's like, you know, my feet get cold. It's just so funny. Oh my god. So what is the girl's name again?
Her cousin?
Her only friend at this point in the
Jen
movie.
2.0.
Chris.
Oh, her name's Chris. I actually really, really like Chris.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
She's
you know, a little different.
No, she's okay.
Lara Jean goes through this, and you can see it on Peter Kavinsky's face too, that it was kind of like, oh,
kind of awkward, because he's like, oh, you know, she's going through this diet, so she's a little off right now. Yeah. It's like awkward.
Oh, gosh.
But he seems like a good person.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything to defend Lara Jean.
True.
But Chris was there, right?
Yeah, Chris defended her, which Chris is her cousin.
See, I don't remember
Jen's
how she...
cousin.
Yeah, it's Jen's cousin. I don't remember how she defended her, but I hope it was a fist fight. That's all
she made fun of her Uggs.
Oh, you're right. That's what happened. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
And then she was like, you know, my feet get cold, so... Rude!
It would have been funny if Chris was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, my
like,
bad.
You should have said something sooner. I'm so sorry.
That's kind of personal. My bad, I guess. So Lara Jean has to take on the role of the big sister, so she has to drive Kitty to school now. And Lara Jean is not very comfortable.
Sucks at driving.
She sucks at driving. She's not very comfortable. She doesn't even look back. Like, she literally reverses, does not even look back, doesn't look in her rearview mirrors, nothing at all. She could have killed somebody.
Yeah. Are you talking about the part where she almost hits
Peter Kavinsky? Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a part where she's, like, in a very, like, populated parking lot. And she's like, I got this. Mm-hmm. And backs up and almost hits Peter Kavinsky. But it's funny because, like, after he leaves, because he's like, you can use your... you need to use your mirrors
so you don't kill anybody. And she's like,
I got this.
I know.
I got this. And
obviously.
I like the part where she's like, I'm just going to wait for everyone to leave.
Oh,
like, this whole parking lot to be empty.
Yeah.
Because also, that was me, too.
Well, yeah. Mood, honestly. It's nerve-wracking. But everything happens really fast.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they're donating things. They're trying to make space from Margot's things.
Yeah.
So the dad puts like a box, or I think it was actually Margot that gave her a box and was like, put your old belongings in here and then we'll donate it.
While all of this is going on, there is one specific night where Lara Jean is just home on a Friday night and she's with Kitty, which is her younger sister. I think she's 11 in this film. And Kitty's like, why don't you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, and no, it wasn't even just that. It was like, why don't you have plans on a Friday night? And she was like, I had to cancel my plans
as an 11-year-old
to hang out with you. Even Lara Jean is like, well, you're my best friend, and I love hanging out with you. And Kitty is just,
you're not even on my top 10
for real. You need to fight for that.
I had to pencil you in today, so no.
Yeah. Doesn't Lara Jean fight with Kitty about something? Swear to God that she did. You know what? It doesn't even matter. It literally doesn't even matter.
But you know what also doesn't matter? Kitty. I feel a certain way about this little girl.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of children in life. In passing.
Yeah.
God,
family.
I've never wanted a kid to just go away so much, like how I feel about Kitty.
Yeah.
Because Kitty's bright idea about this whole thing is, while that whole movement is going on with donating stuff for all of Margot's things so that we're making space, the teal box that Lara Jean has where she leaves all her love letters.
Her 5 love letters.
Yeah, all of them, her 500.
20 of them. Uh-huh.
No, that's my 8th set, actually. The other ones are filled.
Yeah.
No, but while all of this is going on and everything's moving, she finds the box, opens it, and is like, damn.
These are poetic AF.
I know. She was like, Lara Jean deserves love. So I'm, as a beautiful young sister.
This isn't even revealed yet. We already
it doesn't matter, because I knew. No, but I knew. So basically, Kitty's like, I'm going to send all of these letters. And Lara Jean's life is going to go amazing.
And she's going to find the love of her life.
See, and like you said, this isn't revealed. But literally, anytime Lara Jean talks about it, Kitty's like, sucks.
Box? What box? I'm so sorry. What? Okay.
I've never heard of. I don't know what a box
teal.
is.
I don't know what color teal is. Anyway. Okay. So the next day, after the mess that she created, Lara Jean is running around the track with Chris. And Peter Kavinsky runs up to them, and he's holding a letter in his hand, but Lara Jean...
he's just like, Lara Jean!
Lara Jean, hey, can I talk to you real quick? Can I talk to you? And she's like, me? You want to talk to me? And
but she sees it, doesn't she?
No, because he doesn't hold it up. He's holding it to the side.
Okay.
But you can see that he's holding a letter. And then at this point, Chris tells Peter, hey, Peter, I heard that my cousin broke up with you for a college boy. So now we know that he's single.
Yes.
Okay?
Good for him.
Peter Kavinsky tells them, can I talk to Lara Jean by herself? So Chris leaves, whatever. And then he starts telling her, hey, I'm flattered, but it's never going to happen. I just want you to know it's never going to happen. And she's so confused. She's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because she did reveal that she wrote this when they were, in middle school?
Yeah.
Because Peter Kavinsky was her first kiss. They were playing Spin the Bottle. It was at a little, friendly get-together, and she ends up kissing Peter, and it was her first kiss, so that's why she felt these things for him. And so Peter's telling her in present time, yeah, it's never gonna happen. I think it's cool that you think there's like sparkles in my eyes and whatever he's saying to
Oh
him.
my god.
It's so embarrassing, honestly. And she just straight up faints. She just knocks out to the ground and is like, oh my god, my life is over. So she falls to the ground and he's like, oh my god, you good? What's happening? And he like helps her up to like sit up.
Yeah.
She sees Josh like all the way across and he has the letter in hand and he's looking around.
Oh, you're right.
But then he does, when he sees her, Lara Jean gets on top of Peter Kavinsky and kisses him.
Yes.
Because she's like, oh my god, I have to fix the situation. And what better way to fix this than to kiss Peter Kavinsky?
But it was like to push Josh away from going up to her.
Yeah, so it would stop him or deter him and he'd be like, what the heck? What's happening?
Yeah.
And then she just leaves.
Yeah, she does. She's just like, thank you.
She's such a funny character, honestly, swear to God.
I love it though because she leaves and she's like freaking out and that's when she goes into the bathroom. And then you hear like another boy. It's like, Lara Jean?
Lara Jean, is that you?
Wait, oh my gosh, what's his name? Because I actually really
Lucas?
like that guy. Yeah, Lucas is another guy who's like, oh, I'm flattered, but you know I'm gay.
Yeah.
So.
And she was like, I knew that. And she's like, no, she didn't know that. She starts telling Lucas, oh, just know that I wrote that a long time ago. And he's like, yeah, you wrote it right after homecoming, right? Because he was her date for homecoming. Again, I'm assuming these were all in middle school or at least freshman year of high school. And he's like, yeah, it was really fun. Loved that night. Cool. But I'm gay.
Yeah.
You knew that, right? And she's like, no. Oh, I mean, yes, but no. So that's one of the guys that received her letter. Then she goes home and her dad's like, oh, by the way, you got a mail. And so one of her letters got returned because she sent it to the camp. So one of the guys she met during camp. And his name was Kenny from camp, whatever. And she's like, oh my god, thank god I got one back.
Yeah. 1
out of the 5. That kind of sucks. Poor Kenny. They could have had something.
They could have had something. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be with Kenny.
So Lara Jean's life she's in a rut. She's in a pickle. She's in a whole pickle. And she goes to this little cafe that's a local place.
It's a corner cafe.
Yeah. And, she just needs her space.
Why does she go there? So she's at home, and then she hears Josh knocking on the door, and he's like, can I talk to Lara Jean? So she escapes. Lara Jean, hello.
Knocking on every window.
For real. So she escapes through the window. Yes, she grabs her bike and she rides all the way to the corner cafe. She's sitting there, and who comes in?
Our boy
Peter Kavinsky.
Our boy Peter, and she just can't escape these boys.
She really can. They're all around her now.
Because I think he goes up to her and is like, you know what? I'm like really flattered.
But it's not gonna happen, girl. He's confused.
Yes.
He's like, okay, yeah, I told you I wasn't flattered and yet you kissed me.
And you said you weren't into me and like, then you did that.
Your lips are saying something, but your lips are also saying something. It's just like, what?
It's like a bunch of math equations. He's like, wait, I need to figure this out.
Poor guy though, because then Lara Jean tells him, well, don't go feeling too special because there was other letters. And he's like,
damn, how many did you write?
How many did you write?
There's 5 of them. So. And Josh got one of them. Because he does know about Josh.
She tells him about Josh. And he's like, isn't that your sister's boyfriend? And she's like, ex, but I mean, yes, I guess. And then she tells him about Lucas James. And he's like, he's gay. He's like, no, he's not.
No one knows that. Everyone knows that. Oh. Shut up. You don't know that, Peter.
God, Peter. Peter Kavinsky, he's so sweet. So he offers to drive her back home because he sees that she came with her bike. Yeah. So he's like, you know what? I can just drive you. So he drives her home. And at this point, he gets an idea.
A good idea.
A juicy idea. Oh my god.
I know, I just realized it too.
We're doing another fake dating.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, we become the...
Take a little... I just realized that. Wait, how many fake dating stories have we talked about?
Just 2.
Duke and I. Never forget her.
That's it.
Why does it feel like we've done so many? They're in my life.
I think we've just personally talked about other ones, but...
Oh my gosh. There's going to be more.
There.
The fake dating podcast.
Oh my God. Yes. We're changing our whole theme.
Because Peter is so like, okay. Me and Jen broke up. You know, we're like split.
We're split. She's left me for this college boy.
But I want her back.
But I want her to want me back. And she found out that Lara Jean kissed him.
Yeah.
And apparently she was pissed.
Yeah.
And so now he's like, oh my God, idea. If we pretend to fake date.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. The equations. Jen will want me back. Cheli, what does Lara Jean get out of this ordeal?
Nothing. No. Well, because Josh keeps, bugging her.
Seeking her out.
Yeah.
He wants answers.
What she's going to gain is hopefully Josh staying away. Because if she is with Peter most of the time, then it's going to look like they're dating.
Mm-hmm. And Josh will just have to back off. Which is so infuriating because she should have talked to Josh about the letter. I get why she wouldn't want to because it's embarrassing.
Yes.
But if she just simply explained, oh, hey, that was before. Like, she could have just lied and just been like, no, that was before. No,
I wrote that, like, a long time ago.
Oh, my God. When we were just starting out.
No, even if she, like, described it. Because the way that she described their friendship seemed, like, very...
loving.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I would think, that she would get it. Mm-hmm. But...
no, she doesn't. She sleeps on it.
Yeah.
But then the next night, she goes out into the field and she sees him because he's, sports. He's
just doing a sport out there.
Rugby or lacrosse?
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know. So he's doing some sport and she walks up to him and she's like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. And he just straight up kisses her. Oh my God. And they say romance is dead. Oh my God.
But that's a fake date kiss.
So they sealed the deal with a kiss. And then they part ways. And then again, like our other fake dating couple, they did a contract.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Which they actually did follow it though.
Yeah. This is the first contract though that's like written contract. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they were writing like, okay.
You can't kiss me.
Yeah.
And
I don't want that.
You know what? You're a bad kisser, so no thank you. You ate pickles or something? I don't know. It was a little off. So, but the reason why she doesn't want him to kiss her is because she doesn't want all of her first to be fake.
Yeah.
So
which is really sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I guess I get it. So he agrees, reluctantly, whatever. He asks her, well, how are people supposed to know that we're a couple?
It's like, you can put your hand in my back jean pocket.
And he's like, what the heck?
It's funny because she's like, how does that sound to you?
she's like, you get the privilege of putting your hand back there. And he's like, what does that mean?
First of all, you're welcome.
Yeah, so she tells him 16 Candles, which is a movie.
Remember? Ever seen it? And he's like, no.
So then she adds that to the contract, like we have to
see 16 Candles.
Yeah. So after the 16 Candles, she tells him, next rule, we can't tell anybody about this fake dating because it's embarrassing. And he tells her, yeah, obviously, first rule of Fight Club. And she's like, what? What the heck?
The fuck is Fight Club?
So then he adds that on to the list.
To watch Fight Club together.
Yeah. And then he tells her, you have to come to my lacrosse. Oh, it's lacrosse. You have to come to
my... game to you.
You have to come to my lacrosse game. I'm hearing. Dude. I imagine I'm wrong. It's like soccer.
I know. It's like completely. He's a water polo player. It's not a field. It's in water.
This whole time he's been swimming.
I know. It hasn't been Lara Jean like walking up. She's like, I gotta make it.
Wait, that would have been so romantic. She's swimming to him.
I know.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay. So he tells her, you have to come to my lacrosse games.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, whatever. And then he tells her also, you have to come to parties with me. And then she's like, okay, cool. Are we done? And he tells her, and you have to come to the ski trip with me.
Yes.
Which the ski trip is at the end of the year. And Laura
is known for where couples kind of hook up.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like prom where everybody gets it on.
You know what's crazy to me? Just like as like a tangent thing Why do they make these things seem so like, oh my God, it always happens in high school?
I don't know.
Because high school trips, when you go on them, at least with like experiences that I've had in high school, they tape your door on the outside. So if that tape is even moved, it's like, what did you do?
Where were you last night? I remember that. Yeah, they did tape our doors because they were like, I know. I
know what you're going to think you're going to do. God.
I remember that. Yeah, I don't understand either.
No, but this ski trip, it goes wild.
Lara Jean is thinking, like, there's no way we're still going to be fake dating at this point.
Yeah.
So that's why she agrees. So she's like, sure, I'll go with you. So then they sign the contract.
Yes. This whole time that Peter's talking to her, he doesn't call her Lara Jean.
Calls her Covey.
He calls her Covey. That's her last name.
Yeah, that's her last name.
It's really cute.
I think it's really cute, too.
It's endearing.
He doesn't do that in the book, but whatever.
Really?
I don't think so, no.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine, like, the author, Jenny, she's like, stop what you're doing.
Covey,
we need to edit.
Excuse me? No, it's LJ. Okay, thank you. Wait, we forgot something.
What?
Peter tells her that he will write her notes because Jen always wanted him to write her notes, and he never did. So he knew that if he would give Lara Jean notes,
she'd hate it. Jen would hate
pissed.
it. But they were like very simple notes. They were like little ones.
Well, they started off simple.
Yeah. But
spoiler alert.
But okay. So they go to a party.
Yes, reluctantly, because Lara Jean is trying to bake, and he's like, come on, party time, let's do this.
And she's like, no, and it's like,
baking.
Contract.
Yeah, we signed it, Lara Jean, come on.
Like holding it at the window, like,
sealed
hello.
We sealed it in blood. Come on, let's do this.
Can you imagine? It's like their handprints on it, and he's just like, oh, hi, Lara Jean's mom. Or dad. Oops. Whoa. It becomes a supernatural story. Wait, I'm sorry.
I love that.
Thank you. Write it down.
Thank you.
TM. Wait, we can't copyright the story. Never mind. But they go to this party together, and it is a lot. Oh my gosh. Why are parties so wild now?
I don't know. But Lara Jean gives him her scrunchie, which is her favorite scrunchie. Mm-hmm. And she's at this party mingling, and I think he's off mingling with his own friends, or he's grabbing her a drink or something.
And he gets pulled.
Yeah, he gets pulled away, and she's sitting there, and Jen is there with her friend. She's like, oh my God, you and Kavinsky? Mm-hmm. What's going on? How did that happen? And then she starts saying like H on P, H on C. Like, what does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't even think
Pythagorean theorem. She's like, oh my gosh.
True.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared? What is that?
Oh my God, me too though. Jen is sort of teasing Lara Jean. She's like, obviously they haven't done anything because she's so innocent and whatever. And Lara Jean is kind of like, how would you know? How would you know?
What do you know about me?
You don't know anything about me, Jen. We're not even friends anymore.
Yeah.
But then Jen goes to the bathroom and Peter Kavinsky's there. No, actually,
Peter comes.
Yeah, Peter shows up and he's like, hey, babe. And they take pictures, right?
Yeah.
And they're like vibing together for a little bit. And then he goes to the bathroom and Jen walks into the bathroom.
Yes.
And at this point, she steals her scrunchie from him.
Which is
her favorite.
Lara's scrunchie.
Her favorite scrunchie.
Yep.
And she's like, oh my God, super cute that it's her favorite. Love.
I hate that.
I hate it too.
Oh my gosh.
It was very annoying, but I mean,
if I was Lara Jean, I would have came in swinging. Hold me back.
That's my scrunchie.
Ooh, wait until I reach maximum velocity. You're gonna wish you never messed with me. But after that happens, even Peter is kind of like, I'm not feeling this party anymore.
So they leave and they go to the same diner, the corner cafe.
Yeah. And
at this point, Peter is talking a lot about Jen. Because he wants to get back with her. We already knew that. And he's just kind of like, oh, she just drives me crazy because she'll ignore me.
But then text me a lot.
Then she'll just text me because she's upset about, I guess them being together. And
he brings up, I think, calling her that night.
Yeah, and I think he insinuates like, oh, I'll just call her later. Like he does it every night. And
Lara Jean's like, okay, but hear me out.
How about you don't call her?
I know. Crazy. I know.
Crazy. I'm an intellectual. Thank you.
But you're like, he was literally like hella simping for her. Like Jen. He was like.
He was. There. Oh my God. He was so into Jen. And Lara Jean is kind of just like, she's judging him. She's looking at him in a very judgmental way. She's just like, well, you know, you need to let her go and stop texting her all the time and whatever. And he kind of brings up the fact that she's never been in a relationship.
So it's like, what do you know about love? Why have you never been in a relationship? And
she tells him, well, no one has asked. And he tells her, that's a lie, because I know blank, whoever
has asked you.
Somebody in the past asked you out and you said no. And she tells him, the less people you let into your life, the less people will walk out on you.
And that's kind of also insinuating like her relationship with her mom, you know, because her mom
unfortunately passed away.
So it was a very heart-wrenching thing for her. So she's always just been kind of like...
Yeah, she's guarding herself, obviously. And Peter can relate to an extent because he doesn't have his father in his life because his father left him, or left them. And he tells her, like, oh, it's because of your mom, right? I'm really sorry about that. And then she tells him, like, yeah, I know you understand because of your dad. Yeah. So they're having this moment together.
And she has a moment, too, is like... And... By the way, like, I also can't really speak to guys. Isn't it that? Because then she's like, it's just, I can't speak so comfortably with them. And Peter Kavinsky's like, well, you can speak comfortably with me. Because they're having this intimate moment. And then she's like, oh, but we're fake dating. So it's not real, so, you know.
She tells him, well, it's not real. And he gets offended, which I do kind of feel like it was a little too soon for him to react.
I just feel like... Okay, I get what you mean, because, I mean, I don't... Like, can I bring up The Duke and I?
Oh, my God, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
We talked about The
Duke and I by Julia Quinn. Thank you. It's a plug.
Yeah. Check out that episode.
Because The Duke and I moved really quick. It was like 1 second, they were like, and then the next second, they were like...
They were like...
You know?
You know, titty was out. Should we not say titty? Because this is a young adult. Her breasts was out.
Her breast. Okay, I'm trying to rhyme it, but I can't rhyme it.
Her breast was a mess.
Oh my God, messed.
But I'm not a rapper though.
Write it down. Okay, no, but to compare it to The Duke and I, it moved really quick in The Duke and I didn't like it. But with this story, I feel like he got more so offended because they were having an intimate moment. And even if they did not like each other, I feel like it was a really nice moment, even as friends. You can argue that the reason he felt offended wasn't because of, like, feelings. Because I feel like it was for feelings. But it could have also just been, like, I mean, come on. You don't have to bring that up right now when we're talking about something serious. Because he just goes like, way to go, Covey. Way to go.
You know,
just ruin all the good moments.
Yeah. He feels very awkward about it.
Yeah.
And no, I do agree. I mean, I feel like it could have also just been like a friend thing. Like, okay, well, are you insinuating that even this friendship is fake?
It's fake. Like, everything's just about this contract.
So everything is fine after this because she goes home and she's thinking about it. She's like, oh my God, like, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? But then he posts on his Instagram a picture.
Oh, like them dating, basically.
Yeah, like, oh, it's something babe. I don't remember.
I do want to bring up, too. Like, after this, they're fake dating. Yeah, they're, like, full-on fake dating.
Fake dating.
But because all of this mess is happening, Lara Jean has not been in contact with Margot.
Yes, because she knows that she can't lie to Margot. So she can lie to everybody else and make them all believe that she's dating Peter Kavinsky.
Yeah.
But she knows that if Margot asks, she's going to crack.
Yes. And there's a point where she does want to tell her. Do you remember they call? And she's like practicing like, Margot.
I think it was at the very beginning. Yeah.
Because she also didn't want... Because if... Margot figured that out, she would eventually figure out that she wrote a love letter for Josh, too.
Yeah. So she finally has a conversation with Josh.
Yeah, because he has to come to her house.
For real. She has been avoiding this man this entire movie. We're like halfway through it now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, can I say something, too? Even when her and Peter started fake dating, near like... Before that scene we just talked about in the corner cafe, I thought she was going to end up with Josh.
You did?
Yeah.
Even though he's Margot's ex?
Yeah, I thought that it was going to happen. Because that letter was so cute. that she wrote for Josh. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to end up together.
Oh my gosh, it's Josh.
Oh my gosh, it's Josh. Yeah, that's what they should have called the movie.
Oh my god. No, I never thought, even when I first saw this, never having read the book, I didn't think she would end up with
Really?
Josh.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
felt like it was so inappropriate. You can't date your sibling's ex.
Who said?
God. Anyway.
Yeah, it's in the Bible, actually.
Yeah, I remember. So finally, Josh knocks on the door.
Yes.
Lara Jean comes out, and he's just like, I can't believe that you are dating Peter Kavinsky. And she's just like, why?
Is it weird that someone likes me? Like, oh my gosh.
What are you trying to say? Like, am I so unlikable?
I hate that she puts people's words. She manipulates the way people say things.
I think she's just sort of she's defensive.
A defense mechanism.
Yeah, she's definitely defensive, and she's also, I think she already fills in the blanks herself. Because even with Peter, she's already like, well, it's fake, so you don't care either. I mean, she doesn't say those words exactly, but she's already like assuming what the other person feels without actually hearing them out.
And Josh is kind of just like, I read this right now. And even though this was a long time for you, it was a long time ago, it's a current thing for me.
Yeah, the letter.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So she's trying to tell him, like, just move on. I wrote that so long ago. It doesn't even matter anymore. And he's like, no, it matters.
Yeah.
And I want us to talk about it. And she's just so dismissive.
Nah. And she's like, oh, he says something along the lines of, if I knew I was going to lose you and Margot, I wouldn't have. And then she's like, no.
Say no more.
Don't finish it.
Thank you.
Sherry backing up to her door. She's like, no. Leave that in your mouth. I'm going.
Once she finally talks to Josh, afterwards, she goes to Peter's house.
Yes.
So she's at Peter's house, and they're having dinner. She's having dinner with his family.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really cute moment. I think that this is a moment where they actually bonded again. Yeah. Because they also bring up families once again. Like once Peter's mom and Peter's little brother is away from the kitchen and they have their own privacy, they're talking about Lara Jean's mother again. Yeah. And Peter's talking about his dad, so they're kind of bonding once again.
It's so sweet. It seems I really like when relationships are very domestic, because they seem that.
And then the next day at school,
she's with Chris, and they're under the bleachers eating Subway.
Because she loves Subway.
I love it. It's like a whole endorsement for Subway.
Oh my gosh, for real. Peter and Jen show up on top of the bleachers, and they sit down nearby. Yes. And they're having this very private conversation, and Jen seems very upset that Peter is still with Lara Jean. Yeah. And she tells him the ski trip was supposed to be our thing, and you're going with Lara Jean.
And then freaking Peter brings up to, like, you're with someone currently. You're with a college guy. She's like, well,
maybe I won't be.
Yeah, maybe I won't be. So
stay tuned, you know?
Oh my God, I hate that she says that. That's so, like,
manipulative.
Yeah. Oh, poor Peter. Peter has a heart of gold.
He does. I love Peter. And you know what else is funny? When they're having this conversation, obviously Chris and Lara Jean can overhear it, right? And Chris
is like, oh my God, that they're talking about you up there.
And she's like, we gotta go. It's a private conversation. And Chris is like,
don't you want to hear it's about you? And she's like, nah.
She's trying to steal your man. And she's just like, oh yeah, right. Yeah. So then Lara Jean tries to break it up after. Oh, actually, okay. Do you remember how after this she talks to Josh about Peter? And it was so, like, honestly, Josh didn't offer any advice. It was kind of just like, okay, you're telling me this for what?
I hate that that's how that turned out. Because it kind of feels, oh God.
I think she was trying to seek him out as a friend again. But then it's kind of like awkward.
It's not there anymore. I hate that that's how it ended up. I thought he was going to be like, yes, I'm there for you.
I'm here for you. But he's like,
this seems like a you problem.
You know what? I don't really care about Peter and Lara Jean, so I'm going to bounce.
No, while they're talking, Peter goes up to them, right?
Peter sees them. Yeah. And Lara Jean and Josh, they separate. And then Peter starts telling Lara Jean, what do you think people are going to think that you and Josh are talking again? So he starts insinuating that, like, people are going to think that you're, like, playing games or something. I don't know. I don't really know what he's trying to tell her. And she's just like, well, what do you think people are going to say that you're over here talking to Jen on the bleachers?
Yeah, I know, bitch.
Exactly. And he's like, oh, you spying on me? And she's like, I mean, I didn't mean to. You know, it just sort of happened. And
Subway. And he's like, say no more. I get it.
Yeah, Subway under the bleachers. I know. So she tries breaking it up. Because she also says that she feels bad that she got her family involved because Kitty really likes Peter.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's a cute relationship that they have.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And just to bring up, she is breaking it up. But there's another reason she's breaking it up.
The ski trip.
Yes, because she doesn't want to go to the ski trip if she's already developing feelings for him. Mm-hmm. And she does admit it to herself, like, ah, damn. Mm-hmm. Like, I do feel something for him.
Yeah, because she even says, like, how do you tell your fake boyfriend that you're starting to feel something for him?
So she would rather just break it up, but no.
They end up making a deal.
Oh, yeah.
So if she can convince her friend Chris to go, she'll go.
Which Lara Jean was like, this is a good deal because Chris doesn't go anywhere.
Chris literally does not hang out with the people of her age. So she's like, oh, this is a sick deal.
Yeah.
But then she tells Chris, and for some reason, she tells her the truth. And she's like, well, you know, I told Peter that if you went, then I would go. But I knew you wouldn't go.
And then Chris is like,
well, now I gotta go.
I gotta go. That's someone trying to take your boyfriend.
So we gotta go.
Yeah. And oh my God.
So the ski trip happens.
Oh my gosh. Can I just talk about when they go on this ski trip? Mm-hmm. Lara Jean's already like, no, I'm not going to get close to Peter because I don't want to develop feelings.
She's already developed.
I know. But she's saying it to herself. She's like, no, I'm still safe. And oh my gosh, he's like saving a seat for her.
He's saving a seat for her, yeah.
And then she's like, no, I'm going to sit with Chris. And so she walks back and he looks sad.
He does. He looks really disappointed. He's just like, but I thought we were going to sit together. And she's like, no, I'm just going to sit with Chris.
And then Jen comes in and is like, can I sit there?
So honestly, this part really did annoy me because it was so annoying that he even like saved her a spot and she's just like, no. She's trying to save herself from heartbreak, but she's also pushing herself to heartbreak. So, I mean, you know. So the ski trip happens and Lara Jean just pretty much stays with her friends, Lucas and Chris. They kind of just have this like mani-pedi kind of night. And they're doing like face masks and she tells Lucas everything. She just can't hold it in any longer. And so Lucas James advises her to go to the hot tub with Peter Kavinsky.
Yeah.
Because obviously Peter is telling her for a reason, right? That he's in the hot tub. So he's waiting for her.
Yep. And just the way that Peter acts with her, it's like he likes you. Like obviously. There's no way that
you're
this
so
boy
dumb.
Doesn't.
Lara Jean.
You're an idiot.
Come on,
go
Lara
to the hot tub.
Jean.
And she's like, damn.
And
okay.
I think Lucas is even like, I would be there if it were for me, girl.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
And so she goes to the hot tub.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a really cute scene because...
Yeah, but first she's just kind of like, hey.
Hey, how are you? You good?
Are you ignoring me?
Are you warm in there?
I know, but he's like, I'm ignoring you? Like
you're the one ignoring me.
I
saved you a seat.
You
ignored me.
And you like those little... Imagine he goes off on her. He was really sweet about it. But imagine he was like, I bought you the little Korean yogurt drinks, you know, the ones that are across town. I didn't have any gas, Lara Jean. And I went across town for you to get them. And she's like, damn, you must have really liked yogurt. It's like, Lara Jean, I bought these for you.
You're so stupid, Lara Jean. Come on, this is for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's a little dense. So apparently he went across town to get her these little Korean yogurts. And she's like, what? Why did you do that? And he's like, obviously, because I like you.
Yeah, and he brought up, just to mention, just like a little thing, he had to ask Kitty where to buy them, which is cute because he was putting effort into this.
Yeah.
So then Lara Jean takes off because she's wearing her nightgown but her sweater on top. So she takes off her sweater and gets into the hot tub. And then Peter's like,
hello?
You're fully... And she's like, shut up. I didn't bring my bathing suit.
Okay, so a nightgown will have to do.
And then they kiss.
And they have this like really intimate moment together. Not super intimate, but like pretty intimate.
Yeah.
Because it's a hot tub. It's nighttime.
But
and she's on top of him.
They're like this.
They're like this.
They walk back to their rooms And
everything is fine.
Yeah, they part ways. His room is like on the other side.
And I think at this point, they're both kind of on the same page of, oh, we both like each other now.
Yes.
We're vibing at this point.
They're in the same wavelength.
Yes.
Do they go in the bus together too?
Yes. So then the next day, as soon as Lara Jean gets in the bus, everyone starts clapping for her. And she doesn't understand why just yet. And I think Peter's already in the bus. So she sits next to him. They have this little cute moment, whatever. Then they get back to school. And do you remember what happens at this point?
Yes, because she gets off of the bus first. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember what Jen says to her. Because Jen goes up to her.
Jen is being very passive-aggressive. She's just like, I think it's... Oh, well, first she says, it's really cool that you came to the ski trip, right? And then she tells her, I also think it's really cool that you're okay with your boyfriend spending the night with me or coming late at night into my bedroom or something along those lines. God. And Lara Jean is just... Yeah, Lara Jean is just like, what? What
are you talking about?
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, he even gave me this, which was her scrunchie. She shows her own scrunchie, and she's like, yeah, isn't it so cute? Yeah, he gave this to me. And so Jen leaves after friggin' messing up Lara Jean's entire day.
Yeah.
And then Peter comes up to Lara Jean, and that's when everything goes to hell. Lara Jean just sort of goes off on him a little bit, but not like too much. She's just like, wait, you were with Jen last night? And she doesn't give him a chance to explain himself. He's kind of like, yeah, but it's not like that. Mm-mm. And she's like, no, you know what? We're done. It's over.
This is the longest relationship I've ever had.
It's only a day.
We're done. I've always wanted first. This is my first breakup. Oh my God.
My first breakup would have to be with you, of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
They do break up.
They do break up, yes. And then... So she goes back home, and everything is already decorated for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And that's when Margot comes down the stairs, and she's like, hey.
And they have a cute moment. Like, they all hug, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're back home.
And then they have dinner.
Yeah.
And then, again, everything goes to hell.
Yeah, because... Is there a knock on the door?
Yes, so there's a knock on the door, and then Lara Jean goes out, and it's Josh. And Josh is talking to her because I think he's just checking up on her.
Yeah.
And she's talking to Josh, whatever. It's not a big deal. And then Peter shows up.
Out of the bushes. What, you're talking to Josh now?
Exactly. So Peter starts assuming that the reason that they broke up or the reason why she doesn't even really care about him anymore is because of Josh. So he starts telling her like, oh, don't tell me that now you're back with him. Like, are you serious? Like, do you feel something for him? I thought you were over being in love with him. So he says something that makes it very obvious that she had feelings for Josh at one point in time. Because then Margot
is standing at the door and it's like, you love Josh?
Or you had feelings for Josh? Something along those lines. And then she just goes back inside.
And Lara Jean's like, this energy out here is not, I'm not vibing with it.
No, I need my crystals. This is off. So she kicks them both out and she sort of gives Margot space because Margot is locked in her room. So Lara Jean is in her own room when she sees a video on her phone of that night of the hot tub scene. And pretty much it's on like a gossip Instagram page, I think. And it's pretty much like outing them, like making it seem like they did things in that hot tub that they didn't. And
she's freaking out.
She screams and she starts she's obviously goes to Margot for help. And
Margot is like still mad, but is like still the big sister. So she's like, okay, what's up? Mm-hmm. And she shows her the video.
Mm-hmm. And Margot tells her, like, hey, it's not that big of a deal because you can't really see you. You can see it's Peter, but you can't see that it's Lara Jean. You can only see, like, behind her. So she does something. I think she flags it for child pee. Yeah. So I think she flags it for that, and then it just gets taken down. But obviously the whole school already saw it, I guess.
Yes. But I think it's really sweet that Margot still helped. Mm-hmm. Even though she was mad. She's such a good big sister.
She's such a good big sister.
She does talk about what she's been through, and the reason that she didn't reach out to Margot was, because she didn't want to she was already dealing with being in Scotland. She didn't want to put this on her. She wanted to try to deal with it herself. And she has no idea how these letters got out. And then Kitty comes in and is like, I'm the reason the letters are out.
Yeah, it's because Margot forgave her.
Yeah.
And Kitty is kind of like, oh, so we're coming clean now. Okay.
God.
Well, it was, she pretty much tells her that it was her who sent out the letters. And she said the reason why was because, Lara Jean was so lonely. And she was like, hey, you had 5 chances. So, yeah. And Lara Jean is obviously upset about it. Mm-hmm. But eventually she gets over it.
We go on to the next day. Mm-hmm. And she goes to school. And her locker is completely, written on.
They start calling her really rude things.
Because of the video. Mm-hmm. And I kind of hate this part, a lot.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because Peter sees that everyone's, talking bad about her. And then just goes hey, nothing happened.
Not even.
Nothing happened. So stop talking about her or else I'm gonna beat you guys up. Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I actually thought it was really nice because he didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to. And it was technically over, so it was nice of him to do. I just didn't like that it took so long.
Well, I mean, the video had just been released too.
I know, but he kind of had to what's happening?
That's true.
It's computing in his head. I don't know. Yeah. I just felt like he could have talked to her.
But yeah, exactly. But then also one or the other, Peter or Lara Jean, is like, oh, who even took that video? Oh, I think it was Peter. And then Lara Jean tells him, you know exactly who took that video.
Yeah, because she's suspecting it's Jen.
Yeah.
But I don't even think he has a chance to talk.
No.
Because Lara Jean's I don't want to deal with
I don't want to deal with this. I'm leaving. And then that's when he tells everybody, hey, stop talking about this. Nothing happened at the hot tub. So.
Yeah. So then she goes home. Mm-hmm. And she's so torn about this. And she's talking to Josh. Josh comes over to talk to her.
Yeah.
And Josh is
they're talking about Peter. And how... I think he's trying to encourage her to actually talk to Peter about it.
But she's why am I gonna
let him back
get in the feelings if it wasn't even real?
Yeah, because I think she knows that if she gives Peter the chance, he might just reject her. Yeah. And that is enough to just break her. So.
And she's very convinced that he never really liked her.
Yeah.
But then Kitty comes down and is like, oh, but, I found these.
Yeah, so because Lara Jean does tell Josh, well, no one's ever written me a love letter, or I think
it's always me.
It's always me, or at least she mentions it's for Peter. I can't remember exactly.
And that's why Kitty runs up and brings down all of these little notes that Peter has been writing for her every single day.
Yeah, to make Jen jealous. And at first, they were very much just basic, but then gradually it did turn.
You looked very cute today.
Yeah, it turned more romantic. And so Lara Jean had actually been throwing these notes away, and Kitty was the one that saved them.
Yeah.
Rude.
Love that Kitty goes through her trash.
She didn't even read them.
I know.
Oh my god, he could have told her a secret.
But then she's like, "Oh my gosh,
you know
I'm
what?
down." I also wrote lacrosse, by the way.
You did? That's funny. So then she writes another love letter, and I thought this part was really cute.
Yeah, because she is so set. She goes to the lacrosse practice. Okay. So she is walking straight towards him while he's putting back a lacrosse net. And she's like, Peter Kavinsky, to the office, please.
I drove here.
Yeah, and he's like, oh my god, really?
Oh my god.
You?
Queen!
I know, for real. It doesn't even matter if they were mad or upset at each other. He's like, did everyone make it?
You drove?
Are we good?
By yourself?
But she's she's holding something in her hand and it's a letter. And he's like, is that for me? And she's like,
nope.
And she's like, or he says, well, you're going to have to give it to me if you want me to read it.
He takes it from her first. And then he gives it back and he's like, no, you know what? You're going to have to give it to me.
Oh, yeah, because the other one was an accident. I like that. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, the other one was an accident. So she tries reading it to him. And then she gets embarrassed. Yeah. She makes him turn around. But it's awkward, because now she's speaking to his back.
Yeah, she's like, dear Peter. And she's like, no. Please turn around. You're stressing me out.
You know what? Turn around. Thank you. Yeah, so Do you want to say what's in the letter?
I mean, it's so deep, you know.
It's so deep.
It just says, "Dear Peter Kavinsky, I like you."
And not in the fake way.
And not in the fake way. That's kind of it. Thank you.
That's it.
It'd be funny if she's like, "I really like this piece of work because, like, you know, it's like one of my best."
Out of all the letters I've written, this is my best.
You actually don't get to keep this one. This is mine.
Thank you.
But he is like, "Since you confessed, I gotta confess something. The reason I was with Jen that night was because I wanted to tell her that it was over and that I'm in love with you, Lara Jean."
And she's like, "What?
Wait, really?
You're joking."
And he's like, "Only you." They get really close. He says, "Are you gonna break my heart, Lara Jean?"
It's like, no, he says, "You're gonna break my heart, Covey."
Oh yeah. She's like,
because foreshadowing.
Yeah, but you know, she's like, "Nah." No, she doesn't say it. But she means it. She says it in a kiss. She's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna break your heart."
But maybe a little.
Wait, don't tempt me.
I just might. But that's pretty much how our story ends. End scene. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about our debriefing.
Okay. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, I was so into this movie. I hadn't read the books just yet, but I was so in love with the characters. I loved Lara Jean. I loved Peter Kavinsky. I thought they were so cute together. I was really excited for the next movies.
Yeah, I was too.
So, I mean, I thought that this was a really good portrayal of the fake dating trope. You know, not throwing any shots at anybody, but you know, I mean, we've only done one other
yeah, so where is the gun aiming?
Exactly. There's only like one other option. Anyway, I thought it was good because it was gradual and they had a lot of bonding moments where they were talking about really personal things. And I think that they became good friends first. Like I said, if you read the book, it's funny to me because if you read the book, the letters are not romantic at all. So she doesn't say like, "Oh my God, your eyes are sparkling." She literally is like, "You would always steal the last piece of pizza. So why the heck do I like you?"
Why do I like you, huh? That's sweet though.
Yeah, because they're kids. So obviously, like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. And should I just say my rating?
Yes.
So I gave this movie a 4.5 out of 5.
I love Peter.
Okay.
And everything that he stands for.
Okay.
He's
Which is lacrosse.
Yes, apparently.
Lacrosse, apparently. Not rugby.
It's kind of funny to say, but I like when men are sensitive in stories. But I mean, men should be sensitive. Men
should be sensitive.
So the fact that it's not portrayed so often, because he is really in his emotions. Yeah. He's just such a loving person.
So cute.
I hate Kitty so much. I hate her. And spoiler alert, if we ever talk about the other movies, I will always hate her.
Okay.
I love what Josh could have been for her. Because I did think they were going to end up together.
I don't understand.
I don't know why my brain cells just so like, she's hardwired.
But I don't think, you really think it would have been a good love story?
No, I don't. Now that, I have 2 brain cells, I have been working on it.
Okay, thank you.
But I love what they could have been. Because I thought he was going to be the best friend that was willing to listen to her. And the fact that, okay, let's talk about a little bit about the other stories. The fact that he's not in the other books, like, at all, basically, Josh, it's kind of like, oh, well.
It's so funny, because do you remember that you mentioned to me, because we talked about all 3 in one go. Like, we were kind of just, like, marking off, like, bullet points, like, okay, make sure we talk about this, make sure we talk about that. And then you said, "I can't believe Josh wasn't in the 3rd one."
Yeah.
And I was like, who? I literally forgot.
They, like, wrote him out.
Yeah.
I wish he would have, because now it kind of feels like he was only there to date Margot.
Or, I mean, relationships fizzle out. I think it's just a realistic portrayal.
It just hurt. Okay, but okay.
Just get it together.
I do love the progression of fake. What did I write? I love the progression of the piece of literature in modern art with the trope of fake dating.
Oh my god! You were trying to get a word count there.
I think I was just crying at that point.
Okay,
but I just I don't seek out fake dating stories at all.
I don't think I do either. It just happens, okay?
It just happens. Oh my god. Every month we should do at least like one.
One fake dating. Okay,
oh my
down.
Gosh. But I just thought it was really nice. Like the way that this was done. It was they became friends first and then started to like each other. It did feel a bit rushed with how fast Peter fell for her. But I think as a trilogy it works.
Yeah.
Goals. That's the last thing I wrote.
Just goals.
I give this a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
This was a really good, really, really good story.
Yeah, I really liked it too. It was so freaking good, and I love Peter.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. But do you love Noah Centineo?
That was a good segue.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I do like him. I didn't really know much about Noah Centineo. I know that people were really annoyed by him, but if you remember, do you guys remember the Mag Convoys?
Oh my
They
God.
pretty much spoke the exact same way, and I was never into that. But they would be like, when it's very like generic, when it's very like, love you, girlfriend, and every girl is like, oh my god, he's talking about me. No, he's talking about me.
Is that what Noah Centineo is to you? Like, is that
I
how
think
you
so, yeah.
But Noah Centineo, okay.
But he's also Jaden Smith.
You know how much I love Jaden.
You do love Jaden Smith, yeah.
So apparently, Noah Centineo is known for his tweets.
Yeah.
He is known for being the king of basic tweets.
Basic tweets.
Yeah. And you're right, it is very MagCon. Like, it's
I
just...
told you.
Can I read you some?
Yeah, go for it.
And you can read some too, but he wrote one. Here, I'll zoom it in just so you can see it. .org.
.org.
What do you think?
Oh my god, he's so deep. You're right.
I like this one because, you know, we're not a company.
Yeah.
Or the government.
We're an organization. Oh my god.
And, you know, organizing, like, things, organizing your life.
He's so right.
He's right. This got 7.5K likes.
And it's gonna get another one.
Okay, let me read you another. Wait, can you close your eyes?
Okay. I'm scared.
Imagine... Okay, let me just say words for you.
Okay.
Expectations
Okay.
really ruin our reality. And when you take every first letter of that, it spells the word error.
Okay, wait. He's right.
Oh my god.
No, he's right.
Do you think he woke up? Okay, never mind. This was at 9:57 p.m. You think right before, like, he was in bed?
He was like, banger.
Oh my gosh, I need a tweet. Where's my phone? And he's like, agent. It's like, no.
But expectations do ruin our reality. Like, let's be real. Because when you're expecting something, you're already picturing it.
Yeah.
So
and you know, it is
wrong.
No, but okay. But what does he mean by error?
Like, stop. Like, you know when you're trying to get to a web store?
Trying to be like,
Okay, wait. This is serious.
Okay.
Like, you know when you're trying to get to a website and it doesn't work and it just says error?
Error.
Yeah. Like, you can't reach your expectations.
Because expectations really ruin the reality.
Exactly. Wait.
No. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on.
Are you going to tell me that's not deep? You going to tell me that's not deep?
Yeah, it is. Okay.
If your bio is your resume, I dislike you. Okay, wait. What do you think he meant by that?
Because,
If your
you know,
bio is your resume, I dislike you.
because if you're putting yourself out there for everyone and not, you know, like your specific career goals or for your like specific significant other, like, who are you?
You know what? What if he's like, I don't care what you've done. Just say something funny. Just say something funny. You know how in resumes it's very like bullet point, very basic, boring. If you ask me, he just wants a little bit of flavor.
What if Noah Centineo, when he applied for, like, you know, to all the boys to be Peter, is like, oh, can we see your resume? You know, he's like in his audition, and he's like, here you go, and it's just and it's just like a white page, and it's like there's nothing on it, and he's like, look closer, and it's just .org, and they're like, he's Peter. He's Peter. Like,
Wait.
that's perfect. You're in. Oh my god. I feel a certain way about Noah Centineo. I think his acting in the first movie was really good.
Not the other two?
I didn't say that.
Not
didn't
the
say that.
other two?
I just think this was a really good, like,
Start.
first role
Uh-huh.
for him. Even if it wasn't his first role, it was a very good, like,
Big role.
foot in the door type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that people don't really like Noah Centineo. I personally don't really see a huge problem with him.
Yeah.
He's just like Jaden. The way he tweets is like Jaden Smith.
And I love Jaden.
And Jaden? Me too. I love him.
I just feel bad about him getting roles and not Lana Condor.
Yeah, because she definitely deserves it.
But like you said, it was out of his control. It's not like he chose
Yeah, it's
the
not.
way the industry works, because the industry is messed up.
And I mean, it sucks. It really, really sucks that she isn't getting the recognition that she deserves, because she deserves it just as much as he's gotten it. She did amazing in her role as Lara Jean. But I mean, you know, hopefully she does get big roles as well.
I hope she does too, because she deserves it. Hello?
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 Hi, Niall.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh my gosh, Niles. We talked about how you're gone. How does it feel?
How does it feel to have a vacation?
I miss being over there.
You do? Aw. We said that you were going to be gone for 2 months, and it's only us dealing with the camera and the lighting.
And the audio.
And the audio. Oh my gosh. We talked about To All the Boys I Loved Before, the first movie. And we wanted to know what your thoughts were. Because Yajaira gave it a 4.5 and I gave it a 4. But what do you think?
I really liked it. I really like the first, like, I like the thought of it. You know what I mean? Like, the idea of the movie, you know? Because I think it's kind of cool how, like, well, she didn't want to, you know, to give the letters. But I think it's really cool how her sister gave the letters out. Although that kind of sucks, but, you know.
Yeah, I also hated Kitty. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
I like, you know, how Peter and her were able to come together, you know, fake dating. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then,
Our
you know, they
favorite
fell for each
trope.
other. Yeah. Yeah, so I give it a 4.
Okay.
see?
I give it a 4.
Yeah, we still have
Only
not.
because that whole,
We
No, go ahead. Keep going.
only because that thing with the sister's boyfriend was kind of weird. And also, I didn't really like the younger sister. She was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Yeah. But, oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
We miss you.
Yeah, we do.
And thank you for calling me.
Yeah.
of
Okay.
course.
We will talk to you later, Niles.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right, well, I think that pretty much sums up how we feel about the first movie of To All the Boys.
It was so good.
It was really good. We still have 2 other ones to talk about. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.